confirmands. This is
Please.
information important for you guys both to have.
Yep.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our confirmation rehearsal video. Just to let you know right off the bat, there's going to be a lot of important information in here, both for parents, family members, and confirmands themselves. So please, please, please watch the entire video because there's stuff that you're going to need to know throughout the process. It's good to be with you as we join together in preparing for the coming Confirmation Sunday. To kick us off, Kim is going to talk a little bit about a few important details.
So the first detail that I want to go over is mask wearing. I am wearing a mask that matches my outfit. Pastor Jeremiah has a mask that matches his outfit. If you guys want to wear a mask, you need to wear a mask. If you want to bring your own, match it with your outfit, however you want to do that. But yes, mask wearing is mandatory for the service. I will take this off now so you can hear me better. And see my smiling face. So please bring your own masks, wear masks. All family members need to wear masks as well.
We're coming from a lot of different places, and so we want to make sure that everyone is safe, especially with this current spike in COVID.
Yep. Be here by 11 a.m. We will have worship. Our 10 a.m. service will just be finishing up. But we will still probably have worshipers in the building. We ask that just the confirmand and maybe a parent to bring them or family member comes at that 11. But we need all confirmands here at 11. We will be meeting in the back parking lot. That is where the first person here with the confirmand can park, back by our education door 6. And we will be meeting and taking a picture in the back parking lot. If for some reason the weather is gross and yucky, we will come inside and take a picture in the lounge. If we have to do that, we will try to be as quiet and respectful of worshipers as possible. So yes, I went over parking. Second service will still be going on. Dress nicely. So what does dress nicely mean? It means very similar to when we recorded our statements of faith. Guys, you can wear nice polos or button downs. You don't have to wear a 3-piece suit. If you want to, you can. But things like no jeans, especially like tattered jeans. No hats, guys. No hats. We want to see your smiling faces and your smiling eyes as well. So polos, dress shirts. Girls, kind of same thing. We want to wear pants, nice dress, blouse. Dresses, all of that is appropriate. So I'm going to give it back over to Pastor Jeremiah. He's going to go over some details about our service.
Yeah, so for seating especially, we want to try to get as many people into the sanctuary as we can. This is going to be a service specifically for confirmation, so there's probably not going to be a lot of folks that aren't part of families. Even still, getting everybody in for almost 30 confirmands is going to be a bit tight. So we're hoping that we can kind of average around at a confirmand plus 5 people from each family in the sanctuary. We know some people are bringing more, some people are bringing fewer than that. We're hoping to send out a form to you to fill out, hopefully to let us know in advance what you're expecting to bring with you so we can kind of make some plans around that. We are going to have the fellowship hall available if we need overflow seating. We'll have the screen there which will be showing live exactly what's going on in the building. Again, we'll try to get as many people in here as we can, but we also know that there's going to be a lot of people. So we'll be aiming for around 5 if we can. Let's see, and then seating. I know we said before that we were going to have confirmands sit with their families. Upon more conversation, we decided that probably still isn't going to be very efficient. So we are going to have the confirmands specifically sitting in the first 2 rows of each section with families sitting behind them. And we are going to have specific spots for you guys. Each confirmand will have your name on a whiteboard in one of those sections. And I'm going to let you guys know where you're going to be seated in general so that family members who are watching this can know which section that they should be seated in. We'll also have that posted here on that Sunday. So section 1, over here, the one that's closest to the band, in the first 2 rows, we're going to have Jared, Kaysen, Sage, James, Connor Helm, Jack, Mariah, Ella, and Clara. Okay, you guys will be sitting in this section. Section 2, directly in front of the sound booth, is going to be Mackenzie, Brooks, Brooke, Layla, Joey, Ava, and Addison. Okay? Then section 3, the one over here, is going to be Alec, Kennedy, Jordan, Hayden, Landon, Alicia, Brady, Logan, and Colin. And then the small section closest to the entry door, just in the front pew, is going to be Casey, Connor Stodgel, and Charlie. Okay? And again, we'll let you guys know about this. You'll have a specific spot with your name on a whiteboard for seated, and then your family can see that and know where they're supposed to sit for that piece. All right, so that's the seating arrangements. Let's take a look at what the worship service is going to look like. Now, in the spring, when we got together, we signed up for a bunch of different parts. You guys have probably forgotten what you signed up for. I haven't. I know what you signed up for, and so we're going to walk through that a little bit. Some of those parts might have changed because we did make a few changes to what the service is going to look like. We're not going to have communion as part of this confirmation service, so those of you who were signed up to help with communion will have different parts for that. And I think that is Jordan, Sage, Clara, Ella, Hayden, and Casey. You guys will have different pieces. So prior to the service, Jordan and Sage, instead of helping with communion, you guys are going to be welcoming people at the entryway over closest to the main door. We're also going to have in honor of envelopes that we can pass out to people as they come in, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, or that'll be talked more about that a little bit later on here. As you're greeting people, welcome them into worship, smiles, etc. Well, you'll have masks on, but smile with your eyes. It'll be great. And then when worship starts, you'll know it starts because one of us pastors will get up and say, "Welcome to worship." When that happens, we'll have you guys head on over to meet the rest of the confirmands over by the sacristy where you go when you're acolytes, right? We're all going to be getting ready to process in back there. So when the service starts, you two, Jordan and Sage, come over and join the rest of us. Now for the procession, which is after the pastor says, "Welcome to worship," we're going to have a song going on for that, and we're all going to process into the sanctuary together. A bunch of you are going to be carrying in various things. To start with, Mariah, you're going to be leading us off. You're going to be carrying the Bible. Okay, we'll have this big old Bible, which is right over there right now, but you'll be carrying that into the sanctuary. You'll bring it over and set it on the lectern. Then Jack, you'll be carrying the cross. We'll have all this stuff over for you. You'll bring it in, place it where it's supposed to go. Let's see, and then Connor, both Connors, and Kaysen will be carrying candles. So the two Connors will have you guys carry the candles that are going to be placed on the altar, and then Kaysen, if you want to carry the baptismal candle, that'll be good for that as well. And then Jordan and Sage, after you're done with your passing out of envelopes and greeting people, you'll come over and join us. You'll carry the candle lighters, so the things that the acolytes carry, you'll carry those in with us so that you can light the candles once the Connors and Kaysen have placed them. And then finally, Charlie, you're going to be carrying in the big red book, the ELW, right here, that you'll place on the altar. And then the rest of us will follow in that group that signed up to carry those things. Then once we've got everything placed, we'll go to our seats, wherever we're assigned. You'll see where that is, and we'll join the congregation there. After we take our seats, there's going to be a song, and then we'll have the litany of thanks. Now, there's a lot of parts of the service that you might have signed up to read apart from, okay? All of those pieces will be included in the email that this video is also included in. So look at the attachments. It'll be in the bulletin too, the pieces that you need to read or respond. For the litany of thanks, Logan and Landon, you guys will be splitting that piece up. And I'll have in the document that you'll see which piece each one of you is reading, okay? So look for where your name is, and we'll have you guys come up from your spots and lead that litany of thanks. Following the litany of thanks will be the confession and absolution. And that's Connor Helm and then James. So you guys will come up, same thing, look at that document. It'll have your names next to what you need to read, and you'll lead the congregation in those pieces. Oh, also, we will have hard copies of those for you on Confirmation Sunday. So don't worry about having to print them out. We will have them here for you. But that's just that you can look at them ahead of time and know what you're responsible for. Following the confession and absolution will be the prayer of the day. And Alec, you'll be reading the prayer of the day. After that is the ministry and music section. So Brooke, you'll come up and do your musical gifts then. And then we'll have the scripture reading. So Charlie will have that for you. Again, it's going to be in the documents on this email. We'll also have it printed out for you so that you can read it on that Sunday. After the scripture reading, we'll have time for 3 statements of faith. And we have Charlie, Mariah, and Brady. All 3 of you guys elected to have your statements of faith be part of Confirmation Sunday. Now, there is a choice that we're going to be contacting you about, whether or not you want to do them live and read them on that Sunday, or whether you'd like to have the video that you recorded be shown. Both are fine options. We do have copies of all of your statements of faith, so if you want to read them live, you certainly can. Otherwise, we can show the video. We'll be calling you to check in with you each and see what you would like to do for that. Then we'll have a song, and then comes the fun part, the actual confirmation ritual, right? This is the part where you guys are going to be confirming your faith. And part of this will take place where you're seated or standing in the congregational pews, and part of it will be up here with myself, Pastor Janelle, and Vicar Jamie. And this is basically the centerpiece of the whole service, right? It's the centerpiece of your confirmation process. Of all the last 3 years, you are going to be proclaiming your faith publicly. What does that mean? It means that you're going to be standing up in front of your families and those who are gathered here and publicly saying yes to the promises of baptism. Part of that involves, again, saying some yes stuff when one of the pastors prompts you, but part of it is also going to be reciting the Apostles' Creed. And so you're going to want to make sure that you brush up on that. Again, we'll include it in one of the documents that you get with this email, but you'll want to have that memorized so that when you are prompted with the different parts of the creed, you can respond as a group. Okay, so wherever you're seated, you'll stand up, you'll turn to face the rest of the congregation, and someone will say, do you believe in God the Father? And you will say, I believe in God the Father, creator of heaven and earth. And we'll continue on that way throughout the creed. Then following that, we're going to have some time for you guys to renounce the forces of evil, right? We say, do you renounce the forces of evil? Do you renounce the devil and all his empty promises? And you'll say together, yes, I renounce them, okay? Then once all of those things are done, we'll have a time of blessing where we're going to call each one of you up with your families to come up here. We'll have 3 different stations, again, with myself, with Pastor Janelle, with Vicar Jamie, where we're going to do a time of prayer and a laying on of hands. Excuse me. So for this part, and this is really important, you're going to want to write out a prayer ahead of time. The week before would be great. Write it on a piece of paper and bring it with you so that you can pray it when you're up front. Doesn't have to be a long prayer. It's not going to be broadcast to the whole congregation. It's for you, your family that are gathered around you, and the pastor that's there with you. You can do it a couple sentences, like, God, thank you for my family and friends. Thank you for Jesus. Be with me. Amen. Something simple is fine. So you'll have a prayer written on a piece of paper that you'll bring up with you, and parents and families, one representative from the family will also have similarly a written prayer to do as well. So once you come up front with your families, we'll invite the families to join you. You'll gather up here. The pastor will say, would you like to offer your prayer? You'll offer your prayer. Family, would you like to offer your prayer? You'll offer their prayer, or they'll offer their prayer. Then we'll do a blessing where we lay on hands for you and we ask God to continue and bless you in your life ahead. Then you'll return to your seats, we'll call up someone else, go through the whole process. And after that, we have the presentation of the class. So once everybody is done with that blessing and laying on of hands, we'll have you all stand up, you'll all face the congregation once more, and everybody will clap because you will have publicly proclaimed and confirmed your faith. Following that presentation of the class and all the clapping that goes with that, we'll be collecting offering. And so here's the part where the rest of you who were part of the communion team will be helping out. So that's Clara, Ella, Hayden, and Casey. You guys will be passing around the offering plates on collecting those. Once you have collected the offering, you'll bring it back to the folks at the worship desk. One of us will also be doing announcements during that time, so that's what will be going on during the offering. After the offering, we have the prayers of the people, which is Brady, Jack, and Brooks. You guys are signed up to help with the prayers of the people. Again, this will be on one of the documents sent with this email. You'll come up, you'll lead the congregation in those prayers, and then you'll head back to your seats. After that, we're almost done. We got the Lord's Prayer, another song, and then the dismissal. Then we are done, and your confirmation service comes to its end. So, the TLDR version, really quick, we have dress nice, show up at 11, make sure that you've memorized the Apostles' Creed, bring a written prayer, a sentence or two, and have a parent or family member also bring one of those. Kim, anything else?
Yes, I have a few other things. Reminder, masks are mandatory. Can't enforce that enough. And then I had a question, Jeremiah, as you were going through your little speech. During the blessing, is there a certain number of people that should come forward?
Oh, good question. Yeah, for sure. So, when you come up for the blessing, that's generally going to be you're the confirmand, you should be there, your parents, and your sponsors, your godparents, right? You can bring a sibling if you like, but we want to keep that at a pretty small group that's going to be gathered together up front, maybe you and like 4 or 5 other people, right? So you'll come up all together, and they will be the ones laying their hands on you. Good question.
Excellent, excellent. So talking about numbers of people, we kind of brushed on this a little bit at the beginning, but we want to keep it right around 5 people per confirmand in the sanctuary. Attached to this email, there is also a form. We need all of you to fill out that form for the number of people you expect to bring, just so that we have an idea. Some people may only have their parents and maybe grandparents or parents and sponsors. But some people that have already contacted me may have 10 or 12 people that they want to bring. So we just kind of want to average that out and know how many people. Ultimately, our goal is to have as many participants as possible in the sanctuary right here in front as part of your special day. But with the spread of COVID and the Delta variant, we do also need to be safe. And may need to spread out into the fellowship hall. If at some point during that confirmation day, if we see that we have more room, we will certainly grab people from the back. So you guys might want to discuss as families as you're kind of preparing for who's invited. Services will also be live streamed.
Yes.
So we will be sending out a link for your family. Otherwise, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, it's on our website. They can just go and click. So wherever they are, if you have a grandparent in Montana that can't make it, they can live stream the service. It will also be recorded and available for later viewing. So if you have, again, family members or friends that weren't able to make it and they want to watch later, they can certainly do that, available on our Facebook website and YouTube.
And then Kim, I mentioned the in honor of envelopes. What is that? What does that mean?
So an in honor of envelope, they're just a little simple envelope. It says in honor of. You can write on there. Those will be kind of distributed at the front doors. At the front door, actually. We won't have people entering over at the other door. And they can give a donation. You can also sponsor worship. We've already had several families do this. If additional families want to do this, you get your name in the bulletin, and it's just a way of helping us out. Some things that we might notice are a little bit different from years past. We will not be doing flowers or cake after the service. We'll probably have a time where, kids can take pictures. That's a big thing after the service. We also do not have a professional photographer. We'll be taking our class photo with probably a few cell phones. The church does have a nice camera too. So we'll be taking the class photo as all together. But then after the service, if you want to take a picture with your family up front by the anything up here, that's always recommended, but we will wait until after the service to do that. So yeah, that's about.
And then, just to touch base too with you, that confirmation, it's not graduation, right? We're still, in fact, it's the opposite of that. We're saying, yes, I want to continue being a part of this thing that we call the church, what's going on here, and everything that's a part of that. And there's a lot of ways to be involved, one of which that's important for you guys that are in ninth grade is club. Right, our high school youth group. Vicar Jamie is going to be leading that this year, kind of being the point person for that. So I definitely encourage you to check that out. He'll be sending out some information. We'll be sending out some information about what that will look like. He's a great guy. You're going to want to get a chance to know him and know the other high schoolers as we walk this Christian road together. So look forward to more information about club on Wednesday nights.
You are right. The other cool thing that being confirmed gets you, or earns you.
Doesn't earn you.
Doesn't
Nothing
earn
earns you.
You become, when you are confirmed, you become an adult member of the congregation.
Yes.
So that means you can do things like vote when we have our annual meeting or any special voting meetings. You get to make your voice heard in that way. You can also do other things if you're not interested in club. We have several other volunteer opportunities. You can help with any number of our programs that we have, Sunday school, Kingdom Kids. There'll be plenty of opportunities. You can volunteer for worship, as you have been doing through confirmation. You can volunteer for things like reading or special music.
And serve on the church council.
You can technically serve on the
Yes,
church council.
absolutely.
Yes.
So there's a lot of things that you can be a part of in this mission that we are sharing together.
Correct. Also in this email with the video link, there is a copy of the back page of the bulletin that has all the information. I am still missing some confirmation information sheets, so if you've not already turned that in, please do so. I need all of them by Friday, this Friday, the 17th. Hopefully this email gets out to you before then.
I think it will.
Indeed it will. So yes, if we can get all of those in by Friday, we need to print certificates and get that bulletin ready to go. And then please contact us with any questions you may have.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for walking with us. I know this has been a little longer than we said it might be short, but you guys are fantastic, and we are so proud of all of you for being a part of this journey together. We'll see you soon.